Alrighty, folks, after blowing up your feed all morning with concert footage, I'm back with some serious business. It's another album review from Iron Spell, From the Grave. These guys are out of Chile, formed in 2013. This is only their second release, despite having formed in 2013. But they do have a demo, like 8 singles and 2 compilations, which is kind of bizarre, considering this is only their second full-length release. Dying Victims Productions, so you get the Obi. It says old school heavy metal from Chile. This is their second album and the return to DVP after more than 10 years. I think I figured out what DVP meant when I first read this, but it's now eluding me. So if you can see on there's Century up top. I reviewed them. There's Venator in the middle. I've reviewed them, and there's Temptress at the bottom, and I actually have them waiting in the wings to be reviewed. There we go. Good concert shots there. Lyrics. Individual band shots. Now these guys, I think these guys may be one of those bands that changes their names every time they release an album, because I've seen their names listed as different things, or having different names. There's Raiden on guitar, Ivlock on bass, Merciless on vocals, Terry on guitar, and then Steelhammer on drums. Some more lyrics there. Alrighty. So the album starts off with a tune called Curse of the Ushers. Get a nice bass riff to kick off this speedy tune. The mix is on this album is kind of garagey, not echoey, but kind of has that garagey feel to it. The vocals are kind of buried on it. He does have a good voice. His voice is very similar to Olaf from Enforcer. Maybe not quite as high as Olaf's voice, but very similar. Weird Middle Eastern style acoustic guitar breakdown in the middle here that goes into this kind of Middle Eastern style guitar solo, but it works for the tune. Sorceress opens with a really blistering solo. A couple of tasty trade-off guitar solos in this one. Release from Darkness is your next track. Very good vocal harmonies on here. Nobody's listed as a backing vocalist, but it doesn't sound like it's just Merciless layered on top of. So I don't know, maybe they just didn't credit the other band members, or maybe it was guest musicians. I couldn't tell you. While Witches Dance is the next one. It's a 5.5 minute instrumental. Usually that might be a little long for an instrumental, but this one's pretty good. You get the acoustic style guitar intro, builds into this driving march, and then it gradually just keeps building until you're in this molten fire of guitar soloing. Guitars are really strong on this album. They're definitely the high point of the album. Killer guitar players. Whispers of Sorrow comes next. This number sees the band trying to do 80s style glam metal power ballad. Doesn't really work in my opinion. Devil King is your next one. This kind of starts off with a power metal drum march, and then it kind of builds into this Iron Maiden chugger. Tune's kind of brought down by a weak chorus. Just shout Devil King, Devil King. And what's weird on the chorus is when they do the harmonizing choruses, it's mixed pretty well, but when they do the gang chant choruses, for some reason, they're like pushed to the front. Like where you would think the vocals would normally be mixed, these gang chants are now pushed to the front because I said the vocals are kind of mixed back. The gang chant choruses are pushed to the front, which kind of distracting because they just kind of jump out at you. And usually when they do the gang choruses, they're not that strong. Deep in the Night is your next one. Bell chime intro, another fairly weak gang style chorus. Guitar work again saves the song. Black, Hot and Heavy, good speedy number, lightning fast soloing throughout the entire song. From the Grave, just your 1.5 minute title track instrumental that rolls right into the last track, which is called Children of the Night. It has a very European power metal style group chorus. I think it's supposed to be the Children of the Night singing. Good guitar harmonies in this one. Overall, a really solid album. Like I said, I wish the vocals were mixed a little higher. The guitars are killer. Great guitar work throughout the whole album. And the drumming's solid. Nothing too flashy. Likes to stay in the pocket most of the time, but he does hammer it out, especially on the speedier numbers. So, yeah, you know what's coming. I'm going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10. Good, old school, traditional heavy metal. Iron Spell, From the Grave, 8 out of 10. You guys have a good one.